Did you miss calves in the truck? Because we're back. So really quick, because I do have some time to kill before the vet's ready, because she's dealing with another emergency right now. Nora had been improving. She went to the vet, obviously, when I filmed that. We got some antibiotics, and then I gave her a dose 4 days later, and she seemed like she was walking better. But then earlier, I went out to check everybody, and Nora was favoring her back leg as well. And that immediately went off a red flag, because umbilical infections, basically what can happen is when that umbilical gets infected, it sends nasty, gross infection to joints, and they can become septic, which basically just means they fill with gross, nasty infection, and it causes them to limp because it hurts. And this can kill calves. It's a really serious condition, and it's very scary. Oswald had it a couple years ago, and I wasn't as invested in the social media thing. I had just started, just got my toes a little wet, so I wasn't at the point where I was vlogging a lot. But I do want to try to vlog the actual surgery, because we're going to do surgery today probably. And basically what that involves is she'll be put under. That's why I'm taking her and not having the vet come out, because I do not want to do this without her put to sleep during it, because it's just stressful enough for her to be in new environments, let alone to have something be performed. So we are headed back to the vet, and what's going to happen is she is going to have her joints flushed out, essentially. And then the vet mentioned something about potentially doing a some kind of thing where on the actual umbilical cord where we might have to remove some tissue. I'm not sure. We may not do that surgery, but most likely Oswald had to have it done on, like, I think at least 3, if not all 4 of his joints, and it had to get done once a week, and that was the only way that we kept him alive, is that I had to bring him down several times, and he had to keep getting all that bacteria flushed out. But Nora is a lot better off than Oswald was, so I feel pretty confident. And if I have to bring her once a week, I don't care. Next week, if I have to take her and Christine's got to ride shotgun with a calf in the back, oh well. I'm just glad I hadn't detailed my truck yet, because it would have been useless. I did literally shower like an hour before this whole escapade, because I had plans tonight. Those are gone. Can't wait to call and have a rain check, because I'll be like, hey, there's a cow in my truck. So but you're gonna come along. Like I said, I'm gonna try to film parts of the surgery, so trigger warning, there might be some, it won't be too aggressive, too gross, like there's not gonna be a lot of blood, she's not gonna be cut open anywhere. But if needles freak you out, if surgery freaks you out, just maybe don't watch parts. I can give a trigger warning like right before too. But yeah, we're gonna do that. So I'm going to quit talking, go in, pee, get some water, and then we're headed to the vet. So right, we got in the vet and we're chilling in a room because there's a surgery going on. I know, you're a little exhausted from getting in here, but it's okay. Huh. It's okay. We just might have to wait a little bit. Not all Gucci. Huh. So yeah, she's just chilling. I look great. But we just got a temp. We are running a fever. So that's, It's not great, because that means there's infection, but I knew there was infection, so we're just waiting on the other surgery, and then we'll be good. And I'll try to film whatever we end up doing, if it's like an actual procedure. If not, then I'll just tell y'all when we're done. She's chilling. She's panting because she's not used to the halter, and I had to bring her in because she's a little too heavy for me to just Hulk Hogan all the way in here. I'm sorry, I lied straight to y'all. I did not end up being able to film. I'm gonna make sure it's not tight on your face. There we go. Sorry, but I did not film any of the actual surgery because I had to be a little helpful. I wasn't doing anything crazy. I just had to make sure that the oxygen and the anesthesia mask stayed on her face so that she stayed under. But she did great. They did a lavage, which basically just means they cleaned out that joint that was super infected. So we saw some gross stuff come out. I just helped load her in the truck, so that's why I'm like out of breath. But we got that cleaned out, shoved some antibiotics straight into the joint, and then she sliced the actual belly button, or not her actual belly button, but her navel, and it had nasty pimple popper type abscess. It looked like custard. And so she's gonna go home, be put in the barn because she has that open. So I'm gonna put some fresh straw down and get her mom, Eleanor, in the barn with her. And she is probably still a little loopy because she was just under, but she did great. We're gonna have to give her Banamine, which is a fever reducer, the next 3 days. Just make sure she doesn't have any other high fevers. And then I have antibiotics to give her for 5 days, and I get to flush her abscessy navel. So, but I'm just glad she's better. We may have to do another lavage if she doesn't improve enough off of just antibiotics alone. So we may have to lavage again, and I might try to get some videos. It's just hard because, like I said, it was just the one vet tech and it's a 130-pound calf. So we were trying to just do everything, and I wanted to be timely on their end and my end because it's a 4:30 on a Saturday. So, but yeah, we're gonna go home, get her back in the barn and situated, and we'll see what happens. Also, sidebar, all I've had today was a bagel. So if you don't think that I am going through a drive-thru really quick, you're out of your mind. I will probably stick to chicken just because I feel like a hamburger would be a little disrespectful. But you know, I mean, Nora would not end up being mean, so like, I'm just kidding. But yeah, she's really pretty good. Like, I can't complain other than excessively drooling and peeing a couple times. But I mean, I have a tarp down. It's really, she's pretty good. Like, her demeanor, the way she handled herself for the vet, like, she really isn't too shabby. So I definitely can't complain. Been a pretty good patient. So she's just gonna have to stay under some surveillance in the barn to make sure she heals properly, because I do not want joint issues like that can kill calves quite easily just because that infection spreads. And baby calves sometimes are like, they either are fighters, like Oswald was a fighter, like he got it in like all 4 joints and he was like, nah bitch, I'm gonna live, versus Nora was like, perhaps I'll just die. Like, I literally, she was out in the field and she like separated herself from everybody else and she just looked so pitiful, and I'm like, sis, you're not allowed to just give up. Like, we're not just gonna just peace out, okay? No, that's not gonna happen. So I'm just glad that my vet was able to fit us in, even though it was emergency technically, but she's great. Well, she specifically, yes, but they all are great. I think there's like 4 or 5 vets that work at the office that we go to. A little bit of a drive for us, but I don't mind it when I know that I have good people working on my animals. It was so funny because I was like, yeah, it's gonna be fun, you know, cleaning out her navel and everything with mom in the pen. She's like, your moms aren't aggressive. I'm like, no, but still, it's a smaller pen. I'm just gonna have to be in this girl's navel while her mom's just like, what are you doing about baby? I'm really curious if anybody in the drive-thru is gonna suspect the fact that there's a whole ass cow in my truck. I got nugs. I wanted KFC, but there's not. Quit grinding your teeth, it grosses me out and I think you know it. There's a cow in my truck and I'm in the drive. Maybe I should have got her milk. Just a little kitty milk. We got her back there. So cute. What are you doing? This is a great angle for me, by the way. All right, officially made it back home. Miss Ellie is in the barn with baby Nora. I just threw some straw in there, and then hay for Ellie. I barricaded it, hoping she doesn't break out again, because Ellie's the one who broke out last time. And I just really hope she doesn't, because I really need to keep Nora in this time, because she actually needs to get meds every single day, and I have to clean her little navel every single day, and so I need to make sure that she stays in the barn. So getting fresh water for mom and baby. Mom's happy, Nora's nursing. The straw I will spread later, just so it's a clean area. The good thing is this pen is pretty easy to keep clean because it is so small. But yeah, that was another vet trip. Another exciting day. Ruined my plans for my Saturday, but that's okay because my cows come first. So people have to understand that that's how I live. So I will definitely update you at least once before I upload this so you can see the system, but I need to make sure this water doesn't overflow, so hang on. I had an outfit change and there's no more Nora in my truck, but I realized that I wanted to clarify something. So if I'm not looking at the camera, it's because I'm driving and I try to be semi-safe. So basically that umbilical infection, what happened was the umbilical got infected, and that is what caused her one joint in the front to go septic, because that infection filled inside the one joint, and that's why it ended up swelling, and that's why she ended up favoring it. Well, that went away. We didn't have to drain that one because essentially it was able to heal up. And the doctor is thinking that when we went in, the navel was very swollen, and the navel had like an abscess. It had some nasty gunk in it. So what she thinks happened is that navel was infected, and then it healed, but it wasn't able to drain all that nasty gunky stuff that was inside there. And so that is what caused the second joint to get infected. So basically it had sealed all that nastiness inside of the navel, and so it basically sent that shit to the back joint, and that's why it became infected. So I wanted to explain that a little bit better, because I feel like earlier, since I had been out of breath because I had just loaded up Nora and everything, I wanted to make sure that it made more sense to you guys, because I do think it's really interesting. As a nerd myself, I think it's super cool to learn about that kind of stuff, but I just wanted to make a little bit more sense for y'all. But yeah, that's what it is. So basically the protocol is Banamine, which is a fever reducer every day, just to keep those fever down. It also has pain reliever in it, so in case she's sore at all, that'll help. And then an antibiotic daily, just to help clear things up. If she doesn't seem to be improved by the middle of next week, I will definitely take her in again to get those flushed out, at least the one joint. Oswald had to go back several times, but his was a lot worse than Nora's. We caught hers really early. And then just cleaning out her lovely abscessed navel once a day with some chlorhexidine. That is on my to-do list, so that'll be super fun. Super excited, but anything for my babies, you know, anything for my baby. So I was really frustrated this morning because I saw that Eleanor broke out, which was very frustrating because obviously I thought Nora was pretty sick, but this morning she is playing with her friends, which she has not done in weeks. Doja Kitty wants to make a cameo, but she has not been with the calves in a while. So the fact that she's with them is such a good sign. And I just saw her walking. I don't know if she'll walk for you on camera, but she's doing so good. I'm still going to give her her meds. She'll need Banamine and an antibiotic, which Banamine is a fever reducer and pain reliever. And then I will need to flush her little navel belly button. But oh my gosh, sis, look at her walking. Yes, that's so much better. And you're hanging out with your friends. Yay. That makes me really happy. So I may not put her in the barn then if she is doing so much better. I may just do everything when she's out in the field. Just have Dad help me catch her. That way we can give her her meds. But such a good sign. That's so exciting, Nora. Yay. All the little babes doing so good, hanging out together. My cows are out here, so I thought this would be a fun little outro. Look at everybody, posted up. Doja's over here. She wants to be a part of it. But that is all I have for this video today. Another fun little vet trip. Doja is going to make friends apparently. But if you like the video, give it a like. And if you want to subscribe to see more, go ahead. But that is all. So yeah. Meet up this Saturday, coming up April 9th, 11 to 5 at the Ohio Horse Park in Franklin Furnace, Ohio. You can see, where's she at? Snow, me, and Christine Snaps. So you might want to come hang out with us. But that is all. I'll see y'all later. Bye!